The tire choice seems to be the mud terrain. The reason the guys are choosing this particular tire is because of these loose, tight corners. They want to get drive out of the corners. If it were me, I would be doing what the guys in the background are doing, taking even more rubber out to give me even more bite, more drive out of those corners. We know we got to have horsepower here at Crandon. But if you don't get that horsepower to the ground, you're not going to win any of these races. Even though this track looks dry and dusty, it really isn't. It's really a tricky, unique track. And the corners are the secret. They're loamy, they're loose, they're spongy. The tire choice has been this mud terrain tire. This is a stock tire. This is a modified. The rear tire, what they're doing is taking lots and lots of this rubber out. The reason they do that, they want this tire to dig and churn, get down to that hard soil and drive to the next corner. That's the rear tire. Front tire, putting big, long lateral grooves around the circumference. And what that does, that enables the guy to dive into this corner, stick the front end, power slide out, and accelerate to the next corner. That's the only way you're going to win.
He slides off the course one more time. Let's go down to pit lane with Rick Johnson. He's talking to crew chief Randy Anderson.
It seems like a lot of the trucks out there having troubles. They're not making the turns. You guys set the trucks up with so much weight in the back so they'll fly proud, and now you don't have any traction on the front wheels to turn.
That's right. You have no traction on the front. They work good in the rough and fly good, but in the mud, they don't turn.
As you can see, it's not only Walker Evans' problem, but everybody else out there. They set the trucks up light in the front, and that's the worst setup you can have in the mud because you need traction to turn them front wheels.
Jack Flannery's style would be different in his Class 8. He's leading in that championship points battle, and Class 4 where he's leading as well. What's the difference in driving style that we should be looking for?
Well, when the conditions get this slick, Marty, you've got the front end in a four-wheel drive car turning, driving the front end around so it pulls around the corners, opposed to the two-wheel drive where you have to flick it. And sometimes you can't even turn the steering wheel that wants to push if it gets that muddy. So it's going to be a real challenge for these guys, especially in two-wheel drive.
So classes 8 and 7S, we should really keep our eyes on. Driving technique's going to be the key.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
You said that when you come out here to the Midwest Racing Soda Series, you're bound and determined to win a race, and you finally got one. Frustrating one, but you got her.
That's right. We got the win, and it was quite a race in this mud hole here. This is really Midwest racing, I guess.
The mud is obviously a big factor. Why are the trucks having such a hard time turning?
Well, the two-wheel drives and they're locked rear ends, so it wants to go just like your tractor at home. It wants to go straight when you turn the wheels, and it's really hard for us. We got to throttle it around. As you saw, it was a bear all the way, and patience, I think, won the race, plus the crew lowered the truck, changed some tires right before when the rains hit, and I got to thank them a lot, too.
We talk about tires, tire grooving, the Goodyear tires. Did you choose the right tire? We know that we just see everybody slipping and sliding, but you seem to get around, toward the end, you started to get around pretty well.
Yeah, we like I said, Goodyear grooved up a special set of tires, a little bit bigger than what we normally run in the back, gave us a little bit more forward bite. We kind of have our own strategy in the front. With Goodyear, we have a different cut that we use than anybody else, and it really seemed to pay off because I think we made it around the turns a little bit better than everybody else.
These guys have on these short tracks is visibility, being able to see, traveling 80, 90 miles an hour, rocks, mud being thrown up in their face. Remember, there's no windshield, and the trucks are literally feet in front of them. Let me show you some of the top drivers use. This is Scotty Taylor's helmet. Scotty uses just a closed-face helmet, takes a rag with him, and just wipes this shield off as it gets dirty. This is Johnny Greaves' helmet. Johnny uses what we call tear-offs. These little sheets right here, when they get filled up with mud, he just pulls it away and goes to the next one. The latest technology, Geoff Dorr's helmet here, they use what they call a clear ray. It's a little electric motor on this side that reels these clear sheets across his helmet, across his face. When it fills up, he just hits this button. Clean shield. I think if I were racing out here, this would be the helmet I would choose.